Hi everyone. So hmm, today I want to talk about my first app published on Google Store. So this is my article in English that I have on Medium, but you can also find it in Portuguese because I'm from Brazil. And yes, my name is Luis Felipe, and let me show you a little more about that story. And I hope this inspire you to your project or something like that, because the first thing that I want to talk about is my first attempts, because I this app Geralista is my first app published, but it was not my first app. Here you can see my first attempt, one of those. It was a financial app and that I tried to make. Yes, and it didn't go well because it was too complex for me at the time. So I stopped the project for a while. It is still stopped. But yes, it was my first attempt. But I never give up. I always have tried different things, others ideas, and I joined for resources and time to make it another one. And this one is another idea that I had. It was a project for college. Is a adoption app that people could help uh, rescue adoption house. You know, you have an animal there, a lot of, and they need help. They need money. So then the user could help, donating some money and choosing an animal to be to be them. And in this way, you don't need to take care of the animal, but you still help the house, and the house will give you some videos and news about your animal. So it's a virtual adoption. And this is another attempt. It was another financial app because at this time I had a spreadsheet for my financial life, and I wanted to make it an app, easy way to use it, but it didn't work at the time. It was always, again, a little complex, and like this adoption one, it needed cloud services, um, messages, video, and something like that. At the time, I still don't have the resources to make it, so it is stopped by now. The project is stopped. This one is also stopped. I tried to make it like my spreadsheet, but didn't work it was too complex for me. And there is other apps that do the same. So yes, I'm just trying to reinvent this the circle, the wheel again. Yes. So those are my first attempts, but I never give up. Always uh stop at some ideas and try another ones. But my goal here was to learn Kotlin, learn learn object orientation, OO. Yes, because I'm a I'm graduated on computer engineer here in Recife on the Centro de Informática. Is the Yes, is in UFPE. So I'm a computer engineer. We learn a lot about computers and program languages, all those stuffs, algorithms. We learn about everything, but I feel that I need to learn more about OO. In this way, I try to do it some projects, and I find out that I could do in Kotlin because Kotlin is very similar to Java, so I can learn about it. And also, as I told, I am graduated So I need to improve some things. I need to put in practice some things that I learned. So in this project, I could do everything that I wanted. So in this article, you will find some ideas that I have, the where the Geralista come from, the project structure, the database acknowledgement that I have on relational database. So I use it SQLite because SQLite maintains everything on the device. I don't need to use the cloud. I don't need to use something. Uh, I don't need to spend money. So you don't need to do the login or something like that. You just open the app and use it. That was my first goal. Don't spend money, do something simple and that anyone could use. So this is my goal. I'm here. I talk about it, this thing. I think I talk about the designs. My favorite part was creating the logo, choosing the name. I will choose that for you. The project partners, that's something that we as software engineers, we need to learn. You need to know about it because it helps a lot on the project and the teamwork as well. And the Android development, I always my I love create things. So creating an app is something that I always wanted to do because it is a challenger, and I wanted to learn about it and see if I'm able to. And here we are gonna talk about this Android development too and the multi-language support because my app could be used by anyone. So I try to add those languages support. So Geralista is available in English and Chinese and simplified Chinese and in Hindi, Russian, and Spanish. Yes, I think those are those languages. In Portuguese, of course, because it's my mother language. So the idea of the Geralista came from my visit for my nutritionist because I started to get to go to the gym, and I wanted to improve my my diet. So I went to a nutritionist, and the doctor gave me a list of the things that I wanted to eat, the things that I needed to eat, and the recipes. But I had a big problem. I didn't know how to calculate each item, each ingredient, because I want, let's say you want to do a recipe every day for a week, right? So you need to know. I want to go to the grocery store, the supermarket, only once, but I need to know how many of those ingredients I need to buy it. But I had this problem, and I solved this problem creating my spreadsheet. This spreadsheet, I always like it to do it, these things, the programming things, with blah blah blah. So I created this spreadsheet with the recipes, the total of ingredients, and I did some program to calculate what I need. Something like, let's see, you're gonna use um 2 eggs for this recipe today, but you're gonna need 3 eggs for another recipe in afternoon. So this spreadsheet, they sum all those ingredients, they are the same, and it will calculate how much you need for a week. Let's say you eat an egg a day, so you're gonna need 7 for a week, right? But let's go there for other things, like how much sugar do you need for a week, just an example. And I wanted to know because I here in Brazil we have those big supermarkets called atacadão, and this atacadão, people here go there to buy everything for a month. So I wanted to know how many of those ingredients I needed for a month to do every recipe that my nutritionist asked. So I did this spreadsheet. This is a list important. The names are in Portuguese, but here you have, I forgot the name of this one. Own, I think it's own. You have egg. We have fish, sardinia. I think it's sardinia. I don't know how to say this in English. But yes, we have fruits. We have rice, chicken. Um, this one is very Brazilian. I don't know how to say it in English. We have coffee, but that's it. It will though this spreadsheet tell me how much I need to buy it for a month. Let's say here, this egg. I need to buy 2 eggs, but there is not two, only 2 units, because the egg here is calculated by 30. We have boxes here, and each box has 30 eggs. So my shop list tell me to buy it 2 boxes of eggs. Okay, so I did that on the spreadsheet, but the spreadsheet worked for a while, but it was hard to use it on my phone. So I thought, why not to make it on the my phone, on an app, a not native app. So, I yes, those are some details here that I talk about it. How did I get the project, the structure of the project? Some questions that I did to myself. How does it receive information? It need to be enter recipes. How does it process information? Kotlin. So how does it store information? SQLite. So this is how I get the project idea structure. Here talk about the database. As I told you, I choose the SQLite because it's easy to use. It is free to use. It will keep all information on the device. The user don't need to buy anything. I don't need to buy anything. And here I'm putting practice. Sorry. Here I'm putting in practice all the things that I learned on college. This is a diagram showing the relationships with the instances here. This is the ingredient. The ingredient has some information, some characteristics. So I need the database need to know the quantity, the unit, the kilogram. If it is kilogram, it is pounds or gram or liter, milliliter. You need to know, and we need to have the ID for the relationship, the name, the quantity. So this information here is important. The sold quantity, because the app need to know to do this calculation. As I told you, in my spreadsheet, the egg is calculated by boxes. So I need to know how many are in the boxes and how much I need to a recipe. Let's say I need to eat 100 kilograms 100 grams of rice every day, right? So I need to put this information there, but also I need to tell the database how much the rice is sold at. Let's say the rice, we have packs of rice, package of rice that is sold with 1 kilogram. So I need to put this information there because the app need to calculate it. So okay, you need to eat 100 grams a day. I will calculate this. I will multiply this by 7. So I'm gonna have 700 700 grams of rice for a week. And how much I need to buy it? Okay, 700. So but you buy 1000 kilogram. It is a kilo. So you will buy 1 kilogram. 700 is less than 1 kilo. So okay, you only need to buy one package, right? So that's it. The app use this information, the sold quantity, to make this math, and that's it. It's a diagram, very common on database, relational databases. You have here the relation, the relationship, the, oh my god, I forgot the name, the instance of the thing, like ingredient, and have these characteristics, you know. And you have here some extra information, like a recipe will have a lot of ingredients, so n ingredients, numbers of this. But an ingredient will have only one recipe, right? So those numbers here are for that information. And this double line here means that I can create a recipe without ingredients. But this double line here means that I need to, for creating an ingredient, I need to have a recipe, right? So I cannot create an ingredient just by itself. I need a recipe before. So that's it. There's some information about this diagram. And here, this is the logic part. I just took this diagram and put it in a logic way for the database user and database use. So we're gonna have the user. The user will have a name, an email, and we're gonna have a recipe. The recipe will have so those informations, but and also the recipe will be related with the user. Here, the user ID will be related to the user on this here. So the same ingredient, the recipe ID will be related with the recipe instances and object or something like that. Same with the shopping list. Shopping list, you're gonna have a user ID and a recipe ID. So it means that the list, the shopping list will be related with the user and the recipe, and the same as this one. So that's it. Here I talk about the database creation. So here you have the database structure. So yes, you can create your own SQL database using those tables. And here you can with the design. So the design, I made it before creating the app. We need to have an idea how to make the design, right? And before the design, you need to know the database, because you need to know what information you're gonna show, what information you need to collect. So that's why I did the database first, and then I made the design screens. So I use this simple one, not much pretty, just some screens and just some drawn, just to know how gonna create a recipe, how to make the list, the shop list. So that's it. This is some here. This is the first screen of creating a recipe. You're gonna put the name of recipe. You're gonna choose some already added ingredients. Here you're gonna have a new ingredient. You need to choose the unit, and then you're gonna add the ingredient here, and this is a list. But now it's different. This was the first one. Here you have your list of recipes to create your shopping list. So yes, let's talk about that. The idea here is you're gonna have a shop list created using recipes. In this way, you're gonna say it, I want this shop list for a week, right? So I added 5 recipes. The shop list will multiply those 5 recipes for 7 days, and then for a month, 30 days. And this is how it goes. And it will calculate how much how much items or packages or boxes you need to have for this month. Here I have my favorite part, the icons and the logo I created using the Figma. You know, Figma is very useful, it's free. You can create SVG. SVG images are just vectors, so it is better for your app because it don't, when you try to reschedule, I don't know, sorry, when it get bigger it don't lose quality. So that's it. And same for small. The logo, I try to create a logo using some references. So this color here I choose from uh let's how is the name of this thing? uh an olive oil. um I don't know what I'm showing you this, but one of those I saw, they, yes, here, this one. I had one of those in my home. So I saw this color, this orange color, and I fell in love with it. So I sorry. So I thought, why not get this color on my app? So I choose the color by this product, and I use these two references to make my logo. So this is a, you know, a recipe app, and it will generate a list, a shop list. So here we have all the elements here, and then I look at on the L and the G, and I had an idea to make it like a check mark. So I made it, and I love it. This, I'm proud of it, and that's it. I love this. This is a G and a L. One. I don't know how to say that, but yes, you got the idea, right? So here talk about the Android Studio as well. I let some videos to you to learn the first steps. Also, I explain here some design patterns that I use it. I use it the factory partner, something that I learned on college, and I fell in love with it too. Here I have an example how it is work. Let's say you this factory partner allows you to have multiple products in a single method. You know, you have the factory, and you just need to give the factory a blueprint. Okay, in this example here I explain using the boat and the car example. So let's say a factory can produce a car and a boat, right? But you need to produce one by way. I don't know how to say that, but you can only produce a car or a boat. So you need to choose. And let's say the car and the boat, they are very similar. What some things change, like, no, but let's talk about the similarity. The car and the boat, they both have motors, they both accelerate, they both need to start using something, you know, and they are basically the same in some methods. They have the same methods, but the way the method is implemented is different, right? So in the car, when you accelerate, the wheels go faster. But in the boat, when you accelerate, the propeller spins faster, you know. So they are this same in some methods, but the method is implemented in a different way. So for this, you can use a factory partner to have both in the same factory. Here I'm doing this. So the factory, I define my product, you know, I gave the factory a blueprint, and then when I create the vehicle, the factory use the blueprint that I gave and create one vehicle. They are both vehicle. I don't know how to say, if I'm saying wrong, right or wrong, but yes, they are same vehicles, and they both accelerate, but in the different ways. And using this example, you can explain databases. So my app can use different databases. So let's say right now I'm using the SQLite, right? But let's say in the future I want to use a cloudy database. They have very similar methods. Let's say in the database I want to input data, I want to get data, you know, doing some queries, I want to delete data. So they have the same methods implemented in the different ways. So in this way, I choose to use the factory just to let my app ready to use another database. Okay, and yes, this is, I love this thing. So is adapter partner, I use it too. So using Android, you will always need to use this one, because you need to, you know, to translate your data to something visual, and this is how it works. An adapter partner, let's say you have a plug to in a Brazilian uh, socket. Let's say you wanna charge your phone, but your charger is a Brazilian plug, right? And you are in the Europe. They are different plugs there. So you will need to use an adapter to be able to it, to charge your phone. So here I try to explain this thing. Just creating an adapter. That adapter will receive a Brazilian plug. This is a Brazilian outlet, and it will implement the European outlet, right? And receiving a Brazilian plug, implementing the interface of the Europe, I can use the Brazilian plug, right? The connection adapter to Europe outlet, and then the power is flowing. This is how it will works. So here talk about, the video will be very long. Let me see. I don't know how many. Oh, okay. So here I talk about the MVP. MVP, there is not most valuable product, or forgot the name. Model view. Yes, this is not minimum viable product. This MVP partner is model presenter viewer. So it's a way to organize your project, and, you know, let each part do this own thing. Don't be confused. So I use this one because I like it and I learned how to use it. And my project use, I have this example here. I have the model, I create a model, and I will get access to the present, the model, passing the model to the present. I need to fix this one. So here's how it works. You have the view, this is the screen, and how it is showed. And you have the presenter. The presenter is just something to control data, you know. It will receive, it will ask the model things, and the model will control the data, will have access to the database, will do some, you know, some requests, something like that. This is just a way to organize your project. It's very efficient, but you can study other ways to organize. There is MVC, MVVM. So this MVP, I choose it because I like it. And the Android development, here I talk about the screens, how I made it. This is an example of one of the first screens that I made it. Sorry. You know, I learned how to do it using the XCML. XCML, this is the right way to write. Yes, XCML is like a HTML. But it's no, I don't know the difference. But this is, you know, this is a document that you write, um, explaining the computer how to want something to be displayed. You know, this is a document to organize data, just like that, right? Uh, and I did using the HTML editing, editing the HTML. So here you can see the organize. I have those two buttons here, organized using the linear layout. So let me see here, Receita. So this is these two buttons here. They are lined in vertical. So here those two will be displayed in vertical column, and that's it. I have two videos here explaining you how to make it, how to make your screen using the HTML or using your or drag and drop. You have the drag and drop app, the drag and drop on Android Studio to create your screen. Yes, here talk about the HTML way to work. And okay, here I have the code. Because on Android Studio you have those two documents. You have your XML. This explain how your screen will be displayed and organized. And you have your Kotlin. This is the logic part. It will take the IDs from the XML and it will interact with the user. If the user click in a button, the Kotlin logic will tell what to do with this click. Here I have an example. When the user click on this receita da lista, this is list of recipe. No, this is a recipe of the list. If the user click on the recipe, it will open another screen. I call it here lista de pratos. So that's it. I try to let some comments here. And that's it for the app development. And then we go to the tests. It's one of the most important things of the app. When I finish the app in a way that I said, okay, I have an app that do what I want, right? So, but I want to publish that. And to be sure about it, I need to, they use it. I need to do some tests, you know, I need to be confident on my product. And this, actually, it was one of my earliest fears, because when I do code, I'm always thinking, damn, I don't want to test it because it will break. I will break this thing. I know this is my code. But yes, I need to lose this fear to make a product that people could use, and you need to lose this fear too. And here I talk about some unit tests. Here I gave an example of a unit test, but in my app I don't have exactly unit tests, because most of my tests was in is for the database methods, right? So I needed to do some tests on the database. Also, this is not exactly a unit test, because a unit test is something that you do for a specific method. So I did that for the specific methods on database, but as I need to use the database, it not is exactly unit test. But let me try to explain. Let's say here, I actually I explain it here. Let's say you have this method to format a name, right? And this is a simple method. It just take the input and manipulate it and just print a string, just return a string. So as I have this method, I can create a unit test to test this method specifically. So it is a good practice. It will keep your code working for you or for the future users that use the future programmers, blah blah blah. So yes, here we got, here we have the main part of the project, because let's say every project has it hearts, right? So let's say a car has a motor, a computer have a processor, a CPU, right? uh, each project has his own heart. My project Geralista has a heart. I call it organizer. What the organizer do, I will explain better here in the text, but I will try now. So let's say you have a lot of recipes, right? uh, and you use the same ingredient in different recipes. Let's say I use 200 milliliters of milk in my first recipe of the day, but then later I have another recipe using 500 milliliters. So I do those two recipes in every day, okay, in a single day. The app need to know that. The app need to see the name are the same. They using milk, they using the same unit, they are sold by the same unit as well. And the app need to do a sum of those numbers and multiply the sum for the time that you wanted. Let's say I'm using 200 milliliters in the morning and 500 milliliters in afternoon. So the app will sum those informations and will multiply it and by 7. Let's say I want for a week, and then the information that I have is the milk is sold by 1 liter. 1 liter is 1000 milliliters. The app need to know that as well. So I get this information here. The app will convert the number here in 1000 milliliters, and I will have this information 1.9 liters. So the organizer will do this everything here. Also, I know that one package of milk has 1 liter, right? In my calculation, previous calculation, I had 1.9 liters. The organizer need to know that it is less than 5 liters. So the user cannot buy 1.4 liters in a supermarket, in a normal one, right? So the app need to suggest 5 liters. So the organizing does everything that he said here. Sorry, but that's it. The organize is the heart. The organize do all this math, and it need to know everything. So I need to be sure the organizer will work, right? So I did some tests. I did an automation to test it, to test this method. So here I have a JSON with a lot of information, an input information. This is the input information. Also, I have here on the JSON the output information, the right one, right? So I will do this test number 0. I will input this data on the organizer, and I need to have the output information the same as here. So I did a lot of tests. Here you can see the test number 37. You have all this information with this output, and a lot of testings. Also, I need to test the unit, because I need to know if the unit are compatible, they have compatibility, because I need to know when I need to convert or not. Let's say I have milliliters. You're gonna use something in milliliters, but you're gonna buy it in liters, right? So when we have those two ingredients here, I use it this amount, I use it this unit, but it is sold in liters. So the organizer need to know when they are when they are on when they have compatibility, and this way I can sum them, right? So here is the same. Here's a good example here. This one, ignore the the name of milk here, because I'm just the name just need to be the same in this test, right? So I just use this name here, milk, and I use it 1 kilo, 1 kilogram of milk in one recipe, but in another recipe I use 200 grams, right? And the first one is sold in 2 kilograms, and the next one will be sold in 1 kilogram. The organizer need to know that kilogram and gram, they have compatibility and they can be summed. So the organizer need to convert this one to kilogram and sum with the previous one, and then using this information you need to know uh, how much to suggest, right? So I have this sum 1.2 kilograms, and it is sold the biggest the highest amount is 2. So I will take this 2. 1.2, I need 1.2 kilos, but it is less than one package, right? Because let's say here amount sold 2 kilograms, so I can assume that on the supermarket we're gonna have a package, a product with 2 kilograms of it, right? So I assume it is one package. In this way here, so 1.2 is less than 2, so I will recommend the user to buy one product, because one product will have 2 kilograms, right? So this is work here. We have also another unit, because recipes has there's those units like spoon table, tablespoon, teaspoon. But let me say here, the calculation is not exactly, because a spoon of rice is different for a spoon of milk, okay? But the app will take an average of it and will take a math. So if you using tablespoon or teaspoon, the calculation will not be exactly. So this is the one of those details that I want to talk. So in the multi-language support, I just uh, took every string that I'm using on the app, I put on the file, and I asked the ChatGPT to translate it to a lot of languages. So it is not exactly accurate, but at least somewhere people in other places can use it. I have this English, Spanish, Chinese, Russian, and Hindi. You can use those languages, and publishing on Google Play. I will be clicking here. So here I'm just telling you how to do it. You need to get a signed app, a signed app using a key. Google will provide some information. I have this video here teaching you how to publish. So yes, this is my app Geralista. I could upload it on Google, but I need people to test, because Google will ask you to have some testers. So it is available, but only for you, and you need to add those people to test. So I created a form here, and I asked people to test my app, and after the test people answer my form. So in this way I can gather information about it, and I recommend you to do it the same. And that's it. I have my website here. uh I did my web page just to show my app, a simple one. Here I'm telling you how I did it. So I bought a domain, I created a template, and I created a simple HTML, and I put it on GitHub pages, and then I configured my domain to it. So I have here the geralista.com. This is my website. It's in Portuguese right now, but I will translate it to English. And here you can see my app. Geralista is available on the App Store, Google Store, Google Play Store. Here, those images, I took some screenshots and I used the canvas. It's free to use, so very beautiful here. So let me go back. Yes, this is some extra information here. Also, I have this book. It's in Portuguese right now, but I will translate it to English. Actually, I already have the translation, and I just need to verify. You can buy an example here. This is a cyberpunk in Rio de Janeiro, so you can read. So guys, that's it. Thank you for watching the video. If you are here, thank you so much, and that's it. See you soon. Bye bye.